Dear students, we will continue with the chapter number 4, procedure in Logo. So today I'll explain you what is procedure. In general terms, the word procedure refers to the method of doing a particular task. For example, you follow a procedure when you wake up in the morning. You get out of the bed, brush your teeth, take a bath, put on your clothes, eat your breakfast and go to school. To do all these tasks in routine without any change is an example of procedure. In Logo, a procedure is a set of Logo primitives given one after the another to perform a particular task. A procedure is a small piece of code that performs a single task. While writing program, it is important that you break large tasks into a series of smaller procedures. It means giving us big commands. Instead of that, you can give the small procedure. Here we learn that the procedure is divided into 3 parts. First is title of the procedure, head. Second, set of instructions, body. And third, end line, tail. Next topic is naming a procedure, means how to give a name to a particular procedure. Every procedure should be given a particular name. For example, the command given in the input box to draw a hexagon can be given the name hexagon. Once you have defined a procedure, you can execute it by typing its name into the input box and pressing the enter key. However, there are some rules that are to be followed while giving the procedure name. First, the procedure name can be made up of letters of the alphabet, numbers, or any other symbols from the keyboard. Second, it should not have a blank space anywhere in it. The procedure name should not be any Logo command. First, in the first rule, you may know that the name should be made up of letters of alphabet or the numbers or any other symbols. And in the second rule, you must know that there will be no space between the words or the letters. And third rule, that should not be a Logo command. Like you cannot use any Logo command in the name of the procedure. Procedure has the following form: to, name and variable. Here you can find an example to draw a hexagon with using the procedure. First, you have to give 2 hexagon and then you have to give the command. Like you can see on your screen, the commands are given FD100 RT60, FD100 RT60, FD100 RT60 and so on. So these commands will draw a hexagon. Now, how to define a procedure using input box? You have to follow the given steps to define a procedure. Step number 1, click in the input box. Step number 2, type in TO2 in capital letter followed by the name of the procedure. Like if you have given the name of the procedure hexagon, then you have to type TO2 in capital letter and then the name of the procedure hexagon. Step number 3, press the enter key. The user input box will appear. Step number 4, enter the line of commands pressing the enter key after each line. Like if you are giving FD100, then you have to press enter, then RT60, then you have to press enter. So like this you have to give the commands and press enter key. Then step number 5, when all the commands are entered and at the end you have to type end. END. Okay, this is a end command and then you have to press the enter key. It will define a procedure and it will show you the hexagon on your screen as you can see in your pictures. Now, next topic is to edit the procedure using editor window. Like if you want to do any editing in your procedure, then you can use the editor window. Step number 1, click in the input box and type in edit procedure name. Edit is a command, EDIT, and then you have to give the procedure name. Like if your procedure name is hexagon, then you have to give the name of the procedure hexagon in inverted commas. Then after step number 2, edit the primitive between 2 TO2 capital, processor name and primitive, END and primitive. For example, insert repeat command to draw a hexagon. Like here you can see in your image, step number 2, 2 hexagon, repeat 6 and in the bracket FD 150, RT 60 and then END command. Step number 3, close the editor window by selecting file, exit. When you want to close the editor window, you have to go to the file menu and then after you have to click onto the exit option. Click on yes when asked contents have changed. If you doesn't require any other changes, then you have to click onto the yes button. It will be saved to the workplace. It will save the content to the workspace. It is saved in primary memory, which is temporary in nature. Then step number 4, run procedure by typing hexagon into the input box and then press the enter key. Instead of writing all the commands of the hexagon like FD100, RT60, you can give a single command that is a hexagon. Means you can type only the name of the procedure, hexagon, and the hexagon will be drawn on the drawing area. Next topic is repeat command using procedure. We can define procedure using repeat command. Step number 1, type to triangle. If you want to draw a triangle using a procedure, and you can use the repeat command also. So here first you have to type to triangle in the input box and then after you have to click onto the OK button. Step number 2, type the following command in the input box and then press the enter. And the command is repeat, REPEAT, repeat 3 and in the bracket FD100 and RT120. It will print a triangle. Then after, to run the procedure, type the name of the procedure triangle and then press the enter key. As you can see in the image, you will find that we have given in the input box 2 triangle and then it will define a triangle and the triangle will be drawn on the screen. Next topic is drawing a pattern using procedure. How we can draw different patterns while using the procedure. Follow the given commands and write them in the input box. Like you have to give the name of the procedure pattern. So here we have given 2 pattern, repeat 6, then bracket triangle is the command for drawing a triangle and then RT120, then end command. Now you can see on the picture it will draw this pattern, means 3 triangles will be drawn in the shape of a flower on the drawing area. Now how to fill color in a drawing. If you want to fill the color in your drawing, then you can use the commands or the procedure to fill the color in your drawing. In logo, we can fill drawing with the colors. It fill the picture. The turtle should be inside the picture which is to be filled. First of all, you have to move the turtle inside the picture whenever you want to fill the color in your shape or in your drawing. Then after you have to follow the given steps. Step number 1, click on set option in menu bar. Here on the menu bar you will find a option set. Then you have to select the float color. Here you can see in the image there is a float color. Step number 2, the float color dialog box will appear. Choose any color and click on OK. Now here in the picture you can see when you will click onto the float color, so many colors will appear on the screen and you can select any color for your drawing. Then step number 3, now type hexagon in the input box and press the enter key. Then step number 4, now type these commands to fill the colors. RT90, PU, FD10, FD, then fill. The color will be filled in the hexagon. After typing these commands, you will find that your drawing of a hexagon will be filled with the color. Here in the image you can find the hexagon is filled with the red color. Now changing the pen color. Pen color means you want to change the color of your turtle. Like whatever line you want to draw, the line color you want to change. So for changing the turtle pen color, you have to follow the given steps. Step number 1, click onto the set option again from the menu bar. Then select the pen color option. pen color dialog box will appear, and then here you have to choose any color and then click onto the OK button. It will change the color of the pen. Then third step, type command to draw the required picture. Like if you want to draw a triangle, then you have to give the triangle repeat command for the triangle, repeat 3 FD100 RT 120. Now in the image you can find that the triangle is drawn with the color pink, so it will change the pen color.